Hello, this is a Foxxy game, played at 1Q level that white won by resignation, where white was obviously way ahead. There were some opportunities for black in the early stage, but towards the end, black made a strange decision to give up 6 points, 6 stones on the side to capture 2 around this area. So we had this variation where white is aiming to catch 2 stones, black connects, white plays this move, threatening to catch the stones on the side, so there's a double Atari, white connects, but now black doesn't have to take the 2 stones. Black has time to connect on the side, then white has to come back and save his 2 stones, and now black is sent again, but anyway, black was losing the game, so probably this variation is more like an excuse to resign, give up the stones on the side, and it's not even necessary to play the throw-in. It's good enough to go Atari, black connects, white captures. It's a direct capture anyway. So this trade obviously didn't decide the game, but let's see what happened in the early stage. So we have a diagonal Fuseki, very peacefully played. Both black and white made the corner enclosures, large Oge Mashimari. Then black extends towards the right side. He can go all the way to R10, middle side extension. This is old school. He could also play R14, a tight corner enclosure, or he can try this kind of fancy moves like Q4 or O4. This would be the modern way to approach this large Shimari. But well, nothing wrong with R13. So white plays a tight move too. This is a very good move actually. Well, for white it's also big to extend on the right side R10, but something like that will come later. It's also okay to approach the top right corner, O17, and extend back to L17. White can also consider the Tsuke moves, like this or like this, but this can always get complicated. Well, later in the game we will see a variation like this. This is the kind of Joseki to be expected when you play a contact move like D4. So back to the original game. So far so good. 2 white corners against 2 black corners. White obviously has Komi, so a slight advantage being 7.5 Komi. Black extends to M3. That's a little bit overstretched. His best extension here on the bottom is still K3, right in the middle. Now if white does the same thing on the right side, black can also extend on the left side. So black does get a double wing formation. But he came all the way here. Now white tries the modern Tsuke, that's good. Hane. Black connects solid. Usually black goes down here in order to build a bigger corner and then the tiger mouth. So if white just extends, it's a pretty simple variation, but white can always play this Eski move, the probe, to cut in the corner. Now if black simply takes a stone, you will play away or Hane, push several times and then extend on the bottom, which also serves as a pincer against M3. Otherwise we're back to the variation where black turns, white jumps, black captures a stone and white jumps again. So this is also good for white because M3, it's obviously going to be on the run. So black connects, white pincers. Well, the pincer can be also just J3 because normally that's where black wants to extend. Now when when black escapes to the center, when white connects next, the shape is ideal. You have the extension 3 spaces away. But anyway, the idea is good. You gotta play a pincer, so M3 is in trouble. Normally he needs to jump out, then you can play the tiger mouth. But black obviously wants to fight. It's a typical Foxxy style counter attack. Then white plays a very good move, this Kosumi. Black is also flexible. He jumps in the corner, that's fine. Otherwise it's heavy just going out. Then he tries to connect under and leave in the corner, which is good. Now here white can also consider the Nobi, because even if black pushes like this, when he Hane, white can separate. Now black needs to connect, white will connect, and then black leaves in the corner like this. But he got the 6 points life in the corner, the stone on the outside is separated, and now you still extend from the wall, so it's good for white. This is fine too. But next, it's a better style just to connect. Now when white connects, obviously black has to do something to link under, either N2 or N3 or P2. And either way, it's already fine for white, because white doesn't really need to play another move immediately at M4. White can just extend towards the right side, or play in the corner R2 or S2. So the thing is, if black just pulls back at N2, white will take away the I shape in the corner. When black comes out here, white can always cover and fight. So the group is still under a lot of pressure. Now, in order to leave, black needs to attach, pull back, white connects. So eventually, black will leave on the bottom, but this gives white a lot of thickness on the outside and it hurts the other black stones. So it's more efficient to connect solid than to push and then cover. This way, there is a little bit of RG with the cutting point here. Well, black is not going to use it right now, but he can always approach this cut. And of course, black needs to leave in the corner first, so R3. But compared to connecting solid, the RG is better for white like this. I mean, it leaves less weakness in the wall. So it's good to remember that move. Now, anyway, black has to leave in the corner and the move should be R3. He makes more space and then white will extend. But later on, when black plays Atari, then he comes out, white needs to protect the side, black can jump again. So it's not so clear how big the moyo will become on the right side as long as black can erase it with a cut and run. So black leaves in the corner, white extends. It's not necessary to extend that deep. It's good enough to play R10. It's nice distance from the wall. If black defends the corner, then you play some other big point, like the extension on the left. So, but anyway, the difference between this kind of move and R10, it's really sensitive. The thing is, black can jump in and it's not so easy to kill it, or he can just play a shoulder hit to reduce. So if something like this happens, in the end, the moyo is not going to be so scary. But black played a slow move, E2, just to save H3 and to put pressure on E3. White doesn't care about these two stones anymore. So for black, it's more urgent to play something on the right side. Cap, shoulder hit, invade, just to make sure the moyo is not going to become too large. Because now, if white adds another move here, the box starts to look very good here. So white enters the corner. Usually when you see an O-gamer formation like this, the way to approach, it's either direct Sun invasion or outside approach at O17, and when black double up the corner, you extend back to L17 or L16. Now later on, you can think about the invasion at R15, which is related to R11. But you don't need to go Tsuke. It's good enough to go Sun here. Black has two options. One is to block on the outside, then you just leave in the corner, and the sequence is pretty much forced. And in general, this can end up center for white, because white having the stone on the right side, black might add another move to make sure white doesn't come out and separate the groups. Then black can extend, white can extend in front of the wall. So having this wall here, it's not functional because white got the extension in on the both sides in the middle. So black is kind of meaningless because white took the corner, scoop out the corner, but the influence is just not working. So the other option, when you invade the corner in Sun, okay, like this, black can block R16, then Hane, then double Hane or Nobi. If you Nobi, white will just push couple of times and the group is already alive, then jump here. And now the extension on the right side, this Ogema, the original Ogema, it's too close to his own thickness. So makes black over concentrated. It's also not good for black. And if he plays the double Hane, which is okay to take the territory, the corner is not that large, and in the end, white got a Ponuki, white can develop in the top. There is still some margin on the right side with this move, and then approach, then connect under, but that's just for endgame. No need to use it right now. And still okay to play the jump and create the box on the side. So, Tsuke, also possible, but it's good to remember the Sun, much more easy. Now, bump. Here white can Hane first to see whether black will go down or bump or double Hane. So if you just place here, you play Atari and then you leave in the corner. And again, black has to do something with the wall, probably extend here, then you jump, you're aiming at the peep, so he's not going to build so much. But anyway, it's a good idea to try to connect under and Hane. Now for black, it's more interesting to connect solid here in order to reduce the potential on the right. If white just connects S12, he has the Hane, Atari, and then he can protect the corner like this. And it's actually quite good. Solid, it will be fine also. Or Q13, but sorry, q17, he doesn't have to give the stone. I mean, he can just connect here or here. And he can also sacrifice some cornerstones in order to reduce the moyo. So the connection here is pretty big. Hane directly, it's an option to Hane, Atari, and then connect the corner. If white captures one stone, so be it, then black can extend his expand the moyo in the top. But the descent is not so great for black. Well, it feels kind of proper. The thing is, white can capture one stone next. So instead of Atari here, which is Gote anyway, it's better to take the stone. If you plays Atari from behind, you take right away, or you play Nobi, and the right side just becomes bigger. But you can also play Tenuki, I mean, for example, something like this to reduce the potential of the wall. If black connects, white connects also. If he cuts, you capture the stone. Now, if he cuts directly, which is a sneaky variation, white can Atari first. Now, black's options are either connect and give up the stone, but probably he doesn't want that, or he plays Atari under and Atari again. But here, white doesn't have to connect the 3 stones. So white can get another big point, black takes 3 stones, white can take 1 back, so in the end it's just a 5 points capture. But white got 2 big extensions, and all black did here with the squeeze is to make 3 extra points on the side. It's really not that big. Therefore, you don't have to react here, or if you do, better capture the stone. So those are sensitive differences. This variation in the top left went very good for white, up to a point. It's nice to jump out, also good to push here and turn. Black it's overplaying with this Hane, too many cutting points. And white did the wrong cut. White should play Atari here, then capture the stone in the top. If black goes down, simply capture, answer everything. All these force moves are fine. You take the stones, so these 2 are dead, the 2 in the corner. All the border is connected for white, and black has some kind of wall that is going to build a little bit in the center, but he loses all the potential in the top side where white has a wall. So this would be just game over. Now playing here, it's a bit more tricky because the shape in the top, it's full of holes. So this connection, it's trying to save G15 and also surround the 4 stones on the left side. But, well, for white, a solid connection would be good. But there's still a problem with this cut in the top. So no matter how white connects, black will push 1 time. It's the same in the game. Push once, then he shouldn't push again. He can play 1 Atari here, just to give white a bad shape, empty triangle, then push through. Atari, push again, and then cut on the left. Because if white captures 1 stone, black will go for double Atari and catch the keystones in order to connect his group. But if white resists, that's even worse, because black has Atari here, Atari again, everything centered to expand the liberties, then he can just go down, because it's 4 against 3. When Hane takes away liberty, when you turn in the center, takes away liberty, so he kills the top faster, therefore he connects again. And there's also the Tesuji to play Hane directly here on the first line, because now there are 2 liberties. If you try to expand Atari, Hane, it's still 2 liberties, and if you block, doesn't work, Atari from behind and Atari from behind again. So black could catch those stones and then save his group right there, just pushing through. So it's all about reading here, Atari and so on. Therefore, all this maneuver for white to try to catch the stones on the outside was wrong, because even if you manage to capture these guys, let's say you play here and your opponent will sacrifice, will play this, then push again and let you capture these guys, he still builds a lot in the top. I mean, it's a very impressive box what happened here for black. So as a plan or a counter, it's good to play Atari and capture the top and don't let him make the box. So now things got a little bit tricky for white, but black didn't profit enough. It's actually good to push here to take away liberty. If you Hane, you can Hane also, or jump, make some eye shape, leave the cut, then he protects, and then you come out in the center with a better shape. This is on the run, peep once, jump to make some territory, or expand to the right. So here, the shape, it's quite tricky. It's still okay to push 1 time, because the push connects the stones and creates a cutting point. And then you can go out in the middle with nice shape. Because here he can Atari, then when you connect, it's a an ugly formation, not even an eye. But he didn't play Atari. He went down. Actually, he can play Atari here and still go back to the variation to catch those 3 stones. And now he's connected and the group in the middle is running. So this can be a chance for black to turn the game around. But he went down, white connects, no more agi, now the group on the left is still on the run. Black is trying to attack this group in the middle. Come out, very good. This move doesn't help much, he needs to jump out anyway. Then peep, attach or jump. You run to the right, he connects on the left, and then it's an endgame will decide. This is fine. The Nobi, it's not necessary. You can get ahead, but the problem is in the middle, so this group needs some help. Better jump to the right or Tsuke and make some eye shape, because when he Hane here, you go down, and when he blocks this way, again you go down, and when he pushes, you block, and nothing happens. Those stones are safe. So playing the Nobi to pull back, this is not going to threaten any cut. I mean, it's not like you push here and then you cut. He will take the stone. He already protected with this F12. So playing D10 was really slow, and he got the important point, K11. And this is growing the territory in the top while attacking the center. So again, things are going pretty well for black at this stage. That's why white should just turn the direction here. Also, white shouldn't forget about the box on the right side. That's the main thing to build here. Now both white and black are running. Okay, they connected the stones. Now the capture, so already one step slow, but it's still big. Here usually you attach and you separate like this. But okay, gotta cut those stones, that's a good idea. Keep connected. The shape can be one space jump, so when push, block, cut, take. Anyway, it's good to keep those stones connected, and his peep in the middle was a failure because it doesn't work to push and cut. So, somewhat a pass. Interesting cut. Create some agi in the top. And Hane, yeah. Here it actually works to play Keima. Because if black cuts, white will cut also. Black needs to protect against the catch and then net. So when you play Keima, he needs to do this. And then you can play a Kosumi to go deeper inside. This move gives him a nice shape. But it's okay to push once in center. Because if you turn, that's a problem. This is nice. Build a big box on the right side. Try to kill everything. Hane, then Nobi, and it's a bigger catch. Okay, this worked fine. That's a problem. Black connected, but anyway, in the end, white can push and turn, and these are not too many points. Yeah, this is good. Before that, Hane first. If he plays any move around here, the cut, it's a problem. It's a damage Sumari, boom. So the Hane will be Sente. He needs to protect against the Atari. Then a hanging connection. So when he cuts here, you just surround like this or jump. Therefore, he needs to come out. Then you come back and protect against the cut. But already playing the Hane here, this is going to reduce the top. So protect, Hane, fine. Protect also fine, yeah. Similar reduction. This is important. Catch the 2 stones. And now that's fine. That's big. Before he connects, he should play Atari and then connect. But that connection is a bit small. Kosumi here is bigger. So cut. White can play Atari. And when black captures, white has a cut right here, then take back, and then black has to Nobi. So this will be a Sente instead of just connecting Gote. Connect with the co-block. Now here, white can actually push through. If black bumps, you just catch 2 stones. If black plays here, you have 2 options. One is to Atari like this. He comes out, and then you connect or take the stone, and the other 3 stones die. Or, if he captures here, you Atari from behind. If he plays Atari, you connect with Atari. So everything is trapped inside. Besides, there's another variation. You play Atari from behind. So when he connects, you just cut and everything dies. And when he takes, you block here. And again, everything dies. So this is a maximum capture. Because like that, you obviously go for 1 stone. I mean, if it comes out, of course you take the 2 stones. But he can connect the 2 stones and you will take 1. But when you push on the left, you go for 2 stones. And when he plays here, you capture the 2 stones and the other one dies anyway. and if he tries to resist, you capture all the stones. So that's the order here. So that's fine. It's actually better to pull back, because when he plays here you connect, but he still needs to come back and he's got it. Now he blocks, and then this can be sent. Or well, he will capture one stone. That's big. Wrong connection, should be strong, solid. This is ugly, leaves two cotrets. This is fine, also good. But this kind of maneuver, I mean, it looks fancy, but it's not necessary, because normally you still need this connection. So when you play here, he doesn't even have to Atari. He should just connect, and then you must come back and defend. So that was a nice sketch, but shouldn't happen. And that was it. No way for black to come back in this game. So in the end he resigned. That was big. This core, it's not necessary, he could connect it. Lots of cotrets. Oh, wrong Atari. He should take the stone like this. Why play Atari under and let it connect? So these are some mistakes that the 1Q shouldn't make. Anyway, good victory, pretty much from the beginning to the end, except with the top left corner where it was dangerous for a while, but black didn't profit. So a complete victory for white this time.